Hey, it's your boy Jersey here, and this is the 64. The 64 is a league style chess competition for beginners who wish to grow their skills in a fun, friendly, and competitive environment. If you're trying to push that ELO to 1,000, or if you just really love chess tournaments on chess.com and are looking to take your game to the next level, this competition was made for your type of player. A monthly cup competition as well as a 6-tier promotion and relegation league system means that each match means something. Rivalries will be built and skills will be developed through regular competition with similarly skilled competitors who you all get to know very well. Each month, there will be a 64 Cup and a 64 League competition. In order to qualify for the league, you must be a top finisher in the Cup. All competitions will be in daily tournament format with a 1-day turn time. All matches will be completed at the end of the 30-day season and winners are announced. League positions are reset at the end of every season, and the next season will resume typically within 24 hours. Now, exceptions will be made for holidays and other events. Also, the full list of rules, which I strongly suggest everyone reads, is available in the link below. But if you enjoy tournament competition but don't like how sometimes they can take months or maybe even years with slow players, rest assured the 64 competitions will only span 30 days, and we have rules in place that will ensure that a winner will be decided at the end of every competition at the end of every 30 days. Now, what are these 6 tiers you keep hearing me talk about? Well, the league is going to be split into 6 tiers with 64 players in them. The Pawn League, being the entry level tier, will have 12 players, as well as the Bishop, Knight, and Rook League. The Queen and King Leagues will only have 8 players in them. At the end of each season, members of the Pawn, Bishop, Knight, and Rook League who finish top of their league, either top 3 for Pawn, Bishop, and Knight, or the winner of the Rook League, will be promoted to the league tier above them. Now, bottom finishers in each of these leagues, including the Queen and King League, will be relegated to the league tier below them. If you are in the Pawn League and you finish bottom 3, you will be relegated out of the 64 and will have to re-enter the 64 Cup and qualify in order to enter the 64 League again. So plenty of motivation to stay on top of your games. In addition, there will be penalties and removals for people who time out too many games. Once again, all those rules are available in the rules of the competition and the link below. I strongly suggest you read them. Now, you might be wondering, what does the winner of the King League get? Well, at the end of every season, the King League champion will receive a prize. What the prize is will be announced at the beginning of every season, but it's always going to be something worth enticing the players to keep pushing forward and will be funded partially by the registration fees of the players. So there's always something to look forward to in the 64 League. In order to qualify for the 64 League, you have to be a top finisher in the 64 Cup. The 64 Cup is a 64-player competition with 4-player groups. The winner of each group will advance to the next round, and the amount of people that will be promoted to the 64 League will vary based on how many spots open up at the end of the previous 64 League. With 3 players being relegated out of every Pawn League, though, there's always going to be at least 3 spots open for the top 3 finishers of the 64 Cup. The first 64 Cup will be known as an inaugural invitational. Those of you who submit your applications are the first to do so and are the first who are accepted will be accepted into the inaugural invitational. The inaugural invitational is the best way to enter the 64 because everyone who enters the first 64 Cup will find themselves playing in the 64 League. Anyone who enters a 64 Cup after the inaugural invitational will have to earn their place via competition. They'll have to finish at least top 3 out of the next 64 entrants of the next cup in order to earn a place into the league. So being one of the first people to register for this competition, and especially winning your first round, which will automatically put you at least in the queen tier, is a great way to secure a lot of chess for you in the future, a lot of competitive chess. So, what is the inaugural invitational? It is 2 competitions actually of similar format to the 64 Cup. The first round or the first competition featuring the 64 at the first 64 applicants in a competition, same way we described before, is going to be 4-man groups, 16 groups, daily tournament style, 1-day turn time. The winners of each group will automatically qualify for either the king or the queen tier. Based on how they finish out that competition will determine which one they're put in. Now, those players who do not win that first round of competition will be entered into a separate consolation competition, which will be the same rules but except 48 players, 12 groups, 4 players per group. The 12 group winners of that competition, the first round of that competition, will be entered into the Rook League. So not the highest tiers, but still a very good starting place where even if you're not the greatest player, it would take many seasons of losing in order to be relegated out of the Pawn League. So winning one of these 2 first round competitions can guarantee you a high placement in the league to begin your journey. Now, those players who don't win out on either of those 2 competitions will be subsequently placed in knight, bishop, and pawn leagues based on first their performance in the other 2 competitions, then based on their elo. Lower elos going to the lower competition. So it is important to be one of the first 64 to register for the first 64, because that guarantees you at least one season of league play. To enter, there are very specific requirements. This is a beginner's tournament geared towards beginners. Therefore, you have to have a daily a daily chess elo on chess.com of less than 1,000. Your daily elo must have never been higher than 1,200. You must have played at least 100 games on the account that you're registering. It cannot be a brand new account. You can only have one active account on chess.com. Now, you may have more than one account on chess.com, but you must self-report it. If you have more than one account on chess.com and is discovered by any other means than self-reporting, you will be eliminated from the competition, no matter whether it's league, cup, no matter what phase it's in. You will be removed immediately and your entrance fee will be forfeit. No cheating. Now, the 64, we respect and honor this chess.com anti-cheat engine. It is a good engine. If you feel that a player is cheating in the competition, it's strongly encouraged that you report it through the engine and let chess.com make that determination. The 64 will always respect any decision made by chess.com, and if a player is caught cheating by chess.com, they will be removed from whatever competition they are in immediately, and their registration fee will be forfeit. They will not be allowed back in the 64. Probably wondering, what is this registration fee I keep talking about? It's $25 registration fee. It basically covers the cost of administration, a little bit of marketing, and hopefully we can have our own website eventually and then stream on Twitch and such. And all that's moving towards that growth, just to make the competition a little more appealing to people. Plus, a $25 registration fee. It's a very low entry to barrier, but also guarantees that the people who are registering aren't just clicking on this thing and then forgetting about it and then timing out all of our competitions, right? $25 kind of just keeps everyone honest. Most adult league registrations are about $100 for about 2 months of play. This is only really there to make sure that we're actually playing chess matches, that we're not timing out half of our games every competition because the players who entered aren't taking the competition seriously. I think a very low financial motivation to show up to your games should be enough to mitigate that. And like I said, there are rules about timeouts. If you time out more than half your games in any competition, you will be removed from the 64 indefinitely. Well, not indefinitely. Let me rephrase. You'll be removed from that competition. You will have to re-register and go back through the 64 Cup in order to get back into the 64 League if you time out your matches in League or in Cup. But a timeout disqualification does not ban you from the 64. It just resets your status and you have to re-enter from the beginning. So, that being said, a few other rules, please double check the rules of the competition in the link below to make sure you meet all the requirements. A few more, you have to be at least 18. Sorry, but that's the only way I can only give prizes to adults. A few other rules, but these are the important ones. These are the most important things. These are the things that the league admin is going to be checking for when you apply to verify that your account is eligible for the competition. Once you've registered and have been accepted, you will receive a link letting you know that you've been accepted, letting you know when the competition begins, an invitation to join the private group of the 64 within chess.com where we will facilitate the matches, and a link to pay the $25 registration fee. You do not have to pay the registration fee until you've been accepted into the competition, right? So it's not an application fee. It's once your application has been accepted, then you will pay that fee to verify that, yes, I am going to compete. So to apply is free. So I strongly encourage it, especially if you meet the requirements. However, once you have been accepted, we try to keep these matches going every 30 days, have a new league. So you have 72 hours from the acceptance time to accept your slot, or you'll have to apply again. Now, the reason that is because we want to get these matches going. So if you don't accept within 3 days, it tells me two things. One, you're not going to be very communicative. You're not going to be able to communicate well with the rest of the group, and which is going to be very important to keep these matches going at a good pace. Two, you don't check your email at least daily, which again is going to be important that you're on your phone at least once a day playing these games. So if you're not able to accept the application fee within 3 days, or the registration fee rather, within 3 days, then it tells me maybe you're not active enough on your phone or on your device to keep up with the games, because you're going to be playing 30 games in 30 days, all at the same time, mind you, but you're going to have to be able to be on your device regularly in order to do this. So that 72-hour hold period is to make sure you're actually active on your phone and you communicate well, but also so that in case you don't, I can quickly get someone else in there who applied, who's waiting for their spot. So I know that's a lot, but the short of it is, if you're a new player and you're active and you want to be in this competition and you're going to come in and actually play your games and you're not going to time out and you're going to use this as a tool to develop your chess skills and not as a way to cheese the system, or maybe try to be a 2200 elo player, try to sneak into the competition and get caught, using a new account because, you thought it'd be fun to just beat up on some noobs. This isn't for you. This isn't for you. But if you really are a new player who's trying to find a competition, some camaraderie, and a good rivalry for, just to facilitate more chess matches and just try to push that elo from 600 to 800, 800 to 1000, so on and so forth. We those of us who's gone through the journey have been there. We know what it's like. This is your competition. I strongly encourage you to apply, register, enter. So if you meet the requirements, sound like something you might be interested in, please click on the rules of the competition below to verify that this is something you want to do. And if that's the case, below that, you'll find a link to the Google form for the application. It's a real short application, takes less than 5 minutes. Once you submit it, the league admins will be in contact with the acceptance or denial. And I cannot wait to see all the games taking place. I feel like this is a great idea. I wish I could play with you guys, but I will be a league admin. League admins are not allowed to compete. So I'll just be observing and administering. But I when I began my chess journey, I really wish something like this existed. So I created it. And hopefully now you all can benefit from that. So good luck out there. I look forward to hearing from you.